Like cold water to a river, so is good news for him, just to learn. Good news and it's bad news, right? I was sharing you were first. Walk the good news, walk the bad news, then around news, then around, walk the bad news, more bad news, going to shout out loud the good news. I said Jesus Christ, it's a prayer and I'm in my life. It's the good news talk show. With your host, Yoshua, Virginia, what a dough, get off fade black.
Get on Fade to Black. Good news and it's bad news. Alright, which news you want first? That's my man Yoshua, man. Y'all gotta give it up for my man Yoshua, the hypest 3-year-old out here, bringing in the show. Welcome to the Good News Talk Show. Like he said, I am your host, Yoshua, the Visionaire. And today, we're getting ready to talk about something that I think is very important, especially for young, or should I say first-time fathers. I'm going to be giving tips for young and first-time fathers on what you can do to help the whole situation out before the birth, during the birth, and after the birth. You know, a lot of times with my show, I like to bring a biblical perspective or give you my opinion, and my opinion is formed based off Scripture, But today, I basically want to make sure that we apply practical solutions to practical problems, and not necessarily try to give spiritual solutions to practical problems. A lot of times we fall short as Christians because we try to make everything so spiritual and say, hey man, I'm late for work. Can you pray for me? Well, I mean, there's a spiritual aspect to that, but it's a lot of practical things that you need to do, like set your alarm clock or get your clothes ready before work, like at night, or, you know what I'm saying, leave out early enough. So it's a lot of practical things that we can do before we start jumping to the spiritual things. So I just want to give some practical tips for fathers, new fathers, rookie fathers on having a child. So there are some things that I want to go over just from my own experience, and that's what I do. I've been going for a couple of weeks from the show because we just had our second child. You know, shout out to Selah. Let me go ahead and put the pictures up so everybody can get their ahs and ohs on. You know what I'm saying? Here you go.
Such a great God. The heavens can't contain you. That you're thinking of me, despite all the people and places you have to be. See, I try, man, but they never got the time, it seems. But when I call you, you're never occupied or busy. The birds in the sky and the fish in the seas. You made the mountains on high and the leaves on the trees.
All right, yeah, that's my baby, man. That's my baby girl. So, yeah, we was excited to have it. It was a fun time. Just bringing her home, man. Everybody's excited. Yashua's excited. Tavi's excited. The whole family's excited. But anyway, let's get back to the show. The number one tip for before the birth, get some resources. They got books on what a father can be expecting when his wife is pregnant. I think it's called The Expecting Father. You can go to the library. You can go rent these things out of the library. You don't have to necessarily go and buy and spend all the money. They got podcasts. There's a lot of other resources that's good for you to have because it's a lot of things that you're getting ready to get exposed to that it's just gonna knock your socks off because you've never heard of a lot of things that you're getting ready to get exposed to. So you need to know about like what your wife's mood is gonna be like, you know, from month to month to month, because every month is gonna be a little bit different. Sometimes her equilibrium gonna be off because she's gonna be a little bit bigger. So you gotta take extra precautions to make sure that, you know, she don't fall, and, you know, make sure you put one of them rubbery mats and stuff in the tub. Make sure she don't slip in there. Make sure all the snow is removed from the house. I mean, you don't want your wife falling. Move the shoes and stuff off of the stairs. Make sure all the shoes and stuff, because you don't want her falling with your baby. You know what I'm saying? So take extra precaution knowing that she may be a little more clumsy than usual. I mean, I'm sorry, not clumsy. Her balance would be off. Okay. She's going to be setting appointments. And as the birth gets closer, those appointments going to be more frequently. And I would advise you to go to every appointment that you can, because you want to be there and hear whatever news that they may have, because sometimes doctors can be a little harsh. So they may give like the worst news possible that they can give, and she's going to need a man to lean on, you know, to help keep the emotions stable. So just make sure you go there, ask questions, talk to her, you know. They will begin to examine your wife. So, I mean, that's the time you may want to leave or you may want to stay there. It's up to you. That's your own preference. You know, I stayed to a certain point, and then I said, okay, I'll let y'all finish y'all thing, you know. But you definitely want to make sure you go to all the appointments. Another good thing to do before you even have birth, you and your wife go through all those classes that they have, the Lamaze class. Sometimes they let you put on this outfit where it got a baby, where it actually lets you feel what the woman is going through and see how big or how, you know, unbalanced she will be carrying a baby by letting you put on that suit. You know, the little meditation classes and all that stuff. All that stuff is fun. You know, you're gonna probably fall asleep in it. Well, at certain parts of it, but it's good to go through. Next thing you want to do is visit the hospital that you're going to be going to and walk around and see where you're going to be giving birth at. One of the experience that I had was we went to one side of the hospital, the emergency, and we were supposed to drop her off on the other side of the hospital at another emergency. Well, I only thought it was one emergency, but, you know, she had to get wheeled all the way on the other side of the hospital, and I had to drive all the way on the other side of the hospital. So take a tour, find out where you need to drop her off, where you're going to park, get all that stuff established before she even say, baby, it's time. Another thing that you got to do is get the house together. You know, you got to get these baby bassinets and cribs and painting, and you got to get all that stuff together. Before, like, try to have that goal done before 6 months. You know, don't wait till the last minute, because there's gonna be a lot of other things that you're gonna be doing, you know, when it get that time. I'm gonna be talking about that too. So make sure you get everything painted. Please get a lot of hand-me-down stuff. I know your baby is nice and pretty, and this your first child, but babies can be real expensive, and retailers will have a price for every budget. You know what I'm saying? So you can pay $1,000 for a $200 crib, or you can pay $10,000 for $100, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So just be smart and see if you can get some hand-me-downs, some high chairs, and baby baths, and, you know, diapers from people. You know, not used diapers, but you know what I'm saying. Another thing, this is crucial. Oh, this is the most important tip for before the birth, and that is getting the bags together before it's time to go. Because when she gonna say, baby, my water broke, or she gonna say, baby, it's time, you need to have this bag ready to grab and go, because you're not going to be running around the house trying to look for toothbrushes, look for hairbrushes, look for clean underwear, look for baby clothes to come home. So make sure you get a list, sit down with your wife. She can prepare it, but you can just kind of help initiate the process. But make sure you get a list of everything that need to go in the bag, because you may want to take some pictures, you might want to have your camera, just put everything in that bag. You're going to need you a pair of changing clothes, some toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash, all that stuff, man. So even maybe some soap. Some snacks, some books, some magazines, access to the YouTube Good News Talk Show, so you can watch this show while she's in between contractions. All right. During the birth, I got to talk real quick. During the birth, it's going to be a couple things that I want to give you a tip on. First thing is, you need to listen to her. Whatever she say touch me, touch her. If she say don't touch me, don't touch her. Don't have an opinion on anything. Just do what she say. Remember, she's having a baby. She's probably the closest to death as she's been in her whole life, and you won't want to mess anything up. Make sure you give her your strong hand, not the weak hand, because somehow she gets supernatural strength, and she will crush that boy if you're not prepared. So make sure you give her the strong hand. Another thing I would advise you to do is recognize that, how can I say it? The same muscles that she used to push the baby out is the same muscles that she used to make a bowel movement. Okay? So she's going to be pushing, and some stuff going to be coming out. So don't let that scare you. All the doctor's going to do is scoop it up and put it to the side, and they're going to be like, all right, ready? Hike.